It's a pleasure to see you again to talk about this film. Last time in Justice League, you had the mustache and everybody was talking about it. So
Yes.
that is the opposite. How much did that mustache make people talk?
A lot. I was
Surprisingly.
surprised. Yeah, I think that mustache should probably be an interrogator of some sort because people sang like canaries as soon as it turned up.
Yeah, no, it was true. How much did you enjoy this? You know, Walker is quite a great character. There's not a lot you can divulge about him, and that's
Right.
what makes him great. So what can you tell us?
Okay, August Walker is a member of the CIA, and he's the CIA's go-to guy if you need someone dead. The problem is, if Walker's given a target, he will absolutely 100% smash that target,
Yeah.
but he may also smash a whole bunch of other things on the way there. He's ruthless, he has less regard for human life than, say, Ethan Hunt, because he's ultimately focusing on the greater good. And the greater good for him is if I kill that one man, I may, and other
Yeah.
people die in the process, I may save tens of thousands later down the line. And that is what makes him really butt heads with Ethan Hunt and the IMF.
So how was your encounter with Tom Cruise, and how much did you discuss that bit of a, you know, chess play between the two characters?
Well, it was a daily discussion because each scene is very individual between Ethan and August. And when it came to discussing stuff, it was very important that we hit the right tone, so hit the right notes every day. And we would sometimes adjust dialogue in a scene and move it around so it just found its place and lay better. And Tom is really, really good at that. And him and Chris were constantly finding these moments where they go, hold on a second. If we move the beginning of the scene to the end of the scene, then it's going to flow a lot more cleanly and actually mean a lot more for later stuff in the story. And so everything was a discussion each day.
Yeah, and a lot of fun, and I guess a lot of action. Is it something you're used to because of your prior roles, or does it require a special type of skill set for this one?
Yes, to a degree. As my physicality definitely served me well for the roles, the action required in this. However, having come off this movie, I realized that there's a bunch of skill sets that I still need to learn. I've now got my motorcycle license, but I need to learn how to stunt ride a motorcycle. I need to learn how to stunt drive a car. I need to learn how to fly a helicopter and probably stunt fly it as well,
Yeah.
and maybe planes. And so I've realized there is a long, long path for me to start walking, but I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it.
That means that Tom Cruise is infectious. I mean, his adrenaline junkie kind of personality kind of spills on other people.
He's a talented man, and he does make all that stuff seem like a lot of fun. That's for sure.
Absolutely. And he doesn't care, you know, if he just, you know, falls over from time to time.
Exactly, exactly.
Those movies mean loads of locations, loads of traveling. How much is that part of the enjoyment when you're just, you know, jumping on a plane to New Zealand, for instance?
It's incredibly enjoyable. It's one of my favorite things that I get to travel the world at the same time and experience all these wonderful places at the same time as telling great stories. But on top of that, practical locations lend something to a movie. A location which is real will give off a certain energy which actors can feed off, which makes the performance better. And beyond that, the world is so beautiful, we don't necessarily need to recreate beautiful stuff in CGI. It's all there. And the audience knows when they see a CGI thing versus something which isn't CGI. Whether they know it consciously or subconsciously. And so the audience experience is improved by having a practical location, which is wonderful.
How much do you get excited when you watch yourself as an audience member in a Mission Impossible film? Is it the music that gets you? Is it being next to Tom Cruise? I mean, there must be a bit of candor to it. Obviously, you were also Superman, so there's candor to that too, but I guess.
Okay, well, this movie in particular, which is the one I can really speak of, is the score is so powerful in this that I think it's a little bit of everything. Yes, the music, the theme music is particular, and it gives you something when you hear it. You're like, oh my God, I'm in a Mission Impossible movie. But the score throughout the movie on this is so powerful and really is almost like a character of its own. It drives the emotional story along as well, and it's just such an impressive piece.
Tell us about the rest of the cast on set. I mean, obviously Simon Pegg must be quite a joker. I mean, you know, who's most fun?
I mean, Simon and I, we get along very well. We seem to look at the world like we're waiting for a punchline. And so we are often leaning into each other and saying ridiculous things to each other because of what we've seen go on. And we definitely enjoyed each other's company for that. So I would say, I mean, fun is relative. It's different. I think Tom's a lot of fun too, because I'm doing crazy stuff with Tom on a daily basis. But as far as sitting down and just joking and coking on set, there's Simon. And I really enjoyed it. And then Alec, everyone's fun.
Yeah,
it's
Alec,
it's
I'm
tough
sure
to
he
say.
must be
It's tough to say that there's any one person more fun than the other. Everyone has their corner which they work really well in.
And finally, we were talking about everybody, you know, about using social media to promote projects, to directly talk to your fans. How much do you enjoy that process, and how much has it become for you a way to directly address your immediate audience?
For me, initially, it was very unnatural. It was a bit of a struggle for me to get involved, and yeah, it took some convincing by my team. And I do enjoy it. I think it's a wonderful way of letting people know who I am, as well as what they see on TV or in interviews. I can show them stuff which interviews don't, for example. And sometimes it's just good to have a little bit of fun on things like Instagram and social media in general. I do enjoy it. I do. And more importantly, it's a wonderful platform to push out good ideas and good followings. Like, I have the Durrell Conservation Trust as one of my charities, and also the Royal Marines charity. And so I can speak about that and encourage people, just draw attention to those, and that makes it a wonderful tool. I like it for that.